Now, at this point of time, there are two ways of looking at it. This is not an IPL problem, it is an IPL problem. It's a limited problem, it's a bigger problem. Is a bigger investigation needed, or is closure to this case and this case alone what is needed at this point of time? On the Newshour tonight, Boria Mojumdar takes a view that the IPL needs to do introspection. Joining us is Mr. Krishnaswamy. He's been written on the IPL, associated with the IPL in the past, but tonight he has problems with the IPL and the way it's reacting to this. Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist. I think he's far more generous towards the IPL than most people would be. Atul Vasan is going to join us from Delhi in some time. Sanjay Jha, founder of cricketnext.com, not Hamara Congress, this evening. Thank you, Sanjay. Gentlemen, with your permission, may we begin? Sanjay Jha, on a lighter note, someone said today that the Pawan Bansal defense also applies to these players. Because Pawan Bansal didn't take any money on his own. One, there are phone conversations, wiretaps in Pawan Bansal's case and in Srishant's case. You've been defending Pawan Bansal. So by that logic, and friends and family, by the way, come up in Pawan Bansal's case. Friends and family of Srishant also come up in Pawan Bansal's case. So by that logic, like you defended Pawan Bansal, will you defend Srishant tonight?
I'm saying that the CBI has said that they have...
No, this Pawan Bansal School of Jurisprudence, do you believe in this?
I'm just saying that the CBI I last read said, the director said that I have no evidence so far against Mr. Pawan Bansal. So that issue can be rested. As far as the issue of Srishant is concerned, you and I have sat here on multiple occasions.
Are you defending Srishant?
Scam began. No, I'm saying right now that it's a responsibility of the BCCI and the IPL Governing Council to recognize that the brand equity of this tournament is virtually tarnished.
Yeah.
It's not just damaging IPL, Arnab. I'm worried it's damaging the game of cricket itself.
Yeah.
And for long, there has been this strange, belief that we should anchor and protect the Indian players who may be susceptible to match fixing. And I think today at last...
No, Pawan Bansal resigned. You didn't like it. I'm sorry, I'm going to continue this line of argument.
No, I'm okay.
Pawan Bansal resigned. Who's resigning here?
Let me tell you, I honestly feel...
Who's resigning here?
Let me tell you, I mean, the players' careers are virtually...
No, I don't care about the players. No, I'm not bothered about the players. The players are cheats. They are liars. They are fixers. I'm not bothered about them. I want institutional accountability because I feel cheated. Bansal resigned. Who resigns here?
Let me tell you, in my opinion, the BCCI here needs to stand up and take full accountability for what's happened. Because I'll give you two instances here. This is not the first time that we are meeting here to talk about match fixing. There have been instances in the past. It's been
a cover-up. It's been a history of a cover-up. Kishore Bhimani, there is a strong view that what is happening here is event management. This is not crisis control. This is event management. Just make sure that the event continues, that the media questions end, that we put Srishant aside and move on. Let the party continue. Do you think that's the approach required now, Mr. Bhimani?
Arnab, may I tell you this, that I'm not defending the IPL, but what I'm saying is that this terrible thing that has happened this morning, which is a shame and a blot on cricket, has got little to do with IPL.
Really?
It started in 1994 in Sri Lanka when Mark Waugh and Shane Warne were caught. After that, there were Azharuddin and 5 others caught in India. There was Salim Malik and others caught in Pakistan. And Hansi Cronje, what happened was that with Hansi Cronje, Herschel Gibbs, Stridom, Williams and all these people, Nicky Boye, the example that was set was that fine, if you are caught, you can go out of cricket, but nobody was ever penalized. In fact, in Hansi Cronje's trial, which I attended, it was said there very clearly by Shamila Batoi, the prosecuting counsel, that this is about relationship with cricket. There is no criminal attachment to this. Now, what we have to set up is make them, put the fear of God in these players, that if you go out of line, if you cheat, if you do the section 420 thing that you are doing, you are going to be
defending the
severely punished.
IPL. Arjuna Ranatunga joining the
I
Newshour
know,
panel
what I'm
tonight,
saying
former
is
Sri
that
Lanka
what
captain. Mr. Ranatunga, good evening. Can you hear me? It's Arnab Goswami here from the Times Now studios in Mumbai.
Good
Mr.
evening.
Ranatunga. Good evening, sir.
Yes, I can hear you.
Kishore Bhimani is in Kolkata on this program tonight, Mr. Ranatunga. And he is saying this is not a problem of the Indian Premier League at all. It is a problem of cricket that goes back 40, 50 years. It's not a problem of the IPL. Do you agree with him?
I don't know about the history, but I'll tell you, IPL has created breeding grounds for all these issues. We are talking about fixing, but there were allegations about doping, there were allegations about women nightlife, drinking. All these were happened in the last so many years, and I think when there are ways people can get through, I'm sure even these younger players might get an idea to do all unwanted things. I have been a great believer that IPL has created a monster in cricket. As far as I'm concerned, I personally feel with some of the issues happen. You take India. India is a very cultured country. We talk about 2,300 to 2,000, 3,000 years old culture. But the way it has been demolished, I think Indians should be, I'm sure they should be ashamed of themselves for some of the things happen in the grounds and some of the things happen outside the grounds.
Mr. Ranatunga, I'm not looking at it like a cultural problem. I'm looking at it as a problem in terms of corruption or non-corruption. Boria?
Don't go into one side. Think of the other side as well. Corruption. It has been a major issue. I'm sure that a couple of years back, Sir Paul Condon, the ICC anti-corruption unit chief, gave a statement or a report regarding the first or the second IPL, saying that it was the biggest match-fixing drama. And what has happened after that? Nothing happened. I think the entire report went under the carpet. BCCI never did anything about it. And now some of these people are paying the price on this.
You're absolutely right. And that's the issue. Krishnaswamy, I'm going to get in Boria last into this debate. Mr. Krishnaswamy, Kishore Bhimani says this is not an IPL problem. Every second or third message we get into our newsroom says the problem started, became bigger, and has become unmanageable during IPL. Where do you stand?
I would say IPL tends to offer more opportunities, which is why it seems that IPL is the breeding ground. So, as Arjuna just said, it might not be the breeding ground, but it certainly does offer so many more opportunities. If you've got some 75 odd games in a span of about 40 days, I mean, it's a bonanza. You walk into a mall and then you see suddenly so much stuff there. You want this, you want this, you want this, you get everything out of it. But Arnab, I just want no interruption here. I'll give you a piece of information which has not appeared on any channel so far and not appeared anywhere so far. This is when you spoke about the foreign connection, the Middle East connection, you spoke about a relative of Sreesanth called Jiju. I did a bit of background check. Jiju is a club level player from Kerala, and for the past couple of years, he has been regularly playing in a league in Dubai and Sharjah. And interestingly, this league is called as the Kerala Premier League in Dubai, and another league called the Kerala Cricket League, KPL and KCL in Sharjah. And in both cases, there is a team from Cochin. In one, it is called as Capital Kochi, KOCHI, and in the other league, that is the KCL, it is called as Cochin Warriors, COCHIN Warriors. And in both these teams, one of the principal members of it is Jiju Janardhan. And in the tournament which took place this year in January, Jiju was man of the series, and the reports on that tournament also mention that Sreesanth was present at that tournament, and he is a cousin of Jiju Janardhan. So very clearly it establishes a link which goes from here to Kerala, to a relative of Sreesanth, and also to the Middle East, to Dubai and to Sharjah. So this kind of almost establishes what the police has been telling us, that there is indeed an underworld and a definite link into the Middle East. So I think that is more or less certain. Now this is something that I found very quite easily
through Google, on the net, through various newspapers in the Middle East, and this is there for everyone to see. How people didn't find out is something which...
No, are people trying to find out? No, Krishna Swami, now we go to the core of the issue. You see, there are two ways of doing this. You run a huge tournament and you say we appoint XYZ to look at the anti-corruption part of it. Now, why XYZ is incompetent? Why betting continues? Why spot fixing is being reported? Why international newspapers suggest it? Every time they do, then the BCCI turns around and says, rubbish, you're trying to tarnish a wonderful game of cricket. And the BCCI gets all preachy after that. My question tonight is, has the BCCI tried? And if the BCCI is trying, then why is the BCCI Boria tonight not going public and saying we do not accept the Delhi police attempt to close the investigation at 3 people? How many people in this country, Boria, will believe that this huge scandal is limited to these 3 cheats? Would you?
You know, if anyone believes that this is limited to 3 cheats, he or she is an idiot. You know, let me start with 3 points here. One, you said betting is rampant, fixing is far, question mark. This is not betting, this is fixing. So correct it. Second point you said, you know, and that's a bigger point that you said, I want to call these players cheats. Please, don't give them even that, they are criminals. Third point you asked Mr. Bhimani about IPL, is it about IPL? Of course it is about IPL and it's also about cricket. Mr. Ranatunga was talking only about IPL. There are problems with the Sri Lankan Premier League. There are problems with the Big Bash. There are problems with the Bangladesh Premier League. And I can give you, very many instances of fixing which have been swept under the cover. Call records.
No, why is it swept under the cover? Let's talk Turkey tonight. Let's talk Turkey tonight. Why is it swept under the cover? Why is it swept under the cover? Let's talk Turkey.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. These things are swept under the cover because these brands will have to be kept intact so that the money-making exercise and the whole thing around it can continue.
Mr. Bhimani says, Mr. Bhimani says, Boria, 1 minute. Your response to Mr. Bhimani, therefore, who says, don't link this to IPL. Don't link this to IPL, he says.
No, of course you have to link. Look, it has happened in the IPL. It's happened in the past. You've got to look at...
I'm coming to Mr. Bhimani, hear him out.
You've also got to look beyond.
I'm coming to...
Will you give me a chance to speak, Arlo?
Yes, respond to Boria, please, yes.
May I answer this? First of all, I didn't say it has nothing to do with the IPL. I said that what has been going on in cricket, if it had been stopped at the right time with Azharuddin, with Salim Malik, with Hansi Cronje, with Mark Waugh, with Shane Warne, when all these people got away with it, today we cannot say that IPL.
No, when did big money come in?
Why
are you looking at it theoretically? Mr. Bhimani, today, why are you looking at it theoretically, Mr. Bhimani? Look at it practically. When did the big money come in? IPL brought in the big money.
I'm looking at it practically. These 3
Mr.
guys
Bhimani,
come...
Mr. Bhimani, there is no denying the fact that IPL has completely, through its very format, its intrinsic match fixing can be so easily manipulated in this format that it's actually become a fertile ground for even an idiot, even a novice knows how he can play absolute havoc in this tournament. And let me tell you why match fixing will never go away from IPL. Tell me which occupation in the world pays you money for underperformance. Here you have to do nothing to become a millionaire or to become a billionaire. So let me tell you, this is not going to go away. The critical point that we need to really work about, Arnab, is the failure of governance. No, I'll tell you what.
Why will it not go away? Why it will not go away? I want to go back to Mr. Ranatunga. No, 1 second. I want to go back to... It will not go away because we are not dealing with the situation sincerely. Because on April 6, 2000,
absolutely right,
the Delhi police revealed Hansi Cronje. Let's look at earlier. Mr. Ranatunga, in 2000, Delhi police revealed Hansi Cronje's involvement in match fixing. Within 1 month of that, a government body, I think King Commission, was set up to investigate allegations of match fixing in entire South African cricket. Entire South African cricket. Today is the BCCI showing that kind of zeal, that interest. All I'm hearing from the BCCI are 3 words.
A few... No.
Mr. Srinivasan is only saying 3 things. Mr. Srinivasan saying few rotten eggs.
Not correct, or not?
No. Why am I wrong, Mr. Bhimani? What's wrong?
Can I tell you? I'll tell you this. The King Commission of Inquiry was set up. I was there present. I attended the meetings in Durban and Cape Town. And I can tell you one thing. it was made very clear by Justice King and by Shamila Batohi, who is the prosecutor for Hansi Cronje, that this is purely an inquiry and a commission. We have no legal status, and there is no punishment to be given to Mr. Hansi Cronje. This was the ground rules. So please do not let us imitate that. Let us talk about this. This is a rotten situation in IPL, in Indian cricket, in limited areas. Not everyone is guilty.
No. My question is no. My question is no. Mr. Bhimani. The question is this: that today the IPL organizers are very, 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 very nervous. More than being concerned about what has happened, they're saying their biggest concern is amount of money, amount of advertising, amount of commitments, amount of financial investment that they have made in this game, and they are worried that the scandal, if it becomes bigger in the media, will hit the franchisee, the commercial prospect of IPL. I say that's a wrong way of looking at it. And isn't it because they are looking at it like that?
Entirely, it's a wrong way of looking at
it. So what they're doing is event management. They want to limit this, Mr. Bhimani. Why are you not understanding? This is not 70s or 80s cricket. They want to limit the damage.
I'm asking you one thing. Are we, Arnab, can we look at solutions?
I want to look at why this happened.
Number one,
I want to look at why this happened first.
Thousands of crores are bet in this country illegally. That is why it is happening.
No. You are blaming everybody but IPL.
It institutional.
No, Boria.
The whole.
Boria.
No, IPL is, to me, it's not even. To me, it's not.
No. Two hands go up.
It is a kind of entertainment.
Two hands go up.
I'm saying that it is.
Mr. Bhimani, you may say it's entertainment. A lot of people have been taking IPL very seriously. Boria and Krishnaswamy. Yes, Boria.
Arnab, you said, why did this happen? And Mr.
Boria
said,
first, or shall I go first, Boria?
250 players. Okay, let Mr. Krishnaswamy go first. I'll take it later.
Thanks, Boria. You know what? Absolutely. I'm sorry, Boria. I just wanted to touch on that. We are talking about the BCCI, or everybody is saying 3 players, 3 bad eggs. I refuse to believe it. 9 teams, more than 200 players, where you're talking about billions of dollars, that only 3 people like that? I refuse to believe that at all. And then a day in and day out, you're playing a game which is finishing in the last over, finishing on the last ball, and you have patterns which keep emerging. You have, people bowling no balls at a crucial stage. You have people missing runouts at a crucial stage. You have people missing catches in a sequence.
What are you suggesting?
I'm not trying to insinuate anything against any specific player, but it does seem to me out of place when a certain player misses 3 catches in 3 balls.
Why has nobody asked the questions? Why has nobody asked the questions? No. If it's so apparent, Mr. Krishnaswamy, Mr. Krishnaswamy. Mr. Krishnaswamy.
Somebody breaks those patterns.
No, Mr. Krishnaswamy.
Something is amiss there.
No, Mr. Krishnaswamy, the question is this. I take this to Arjuna Ranatunga, the best cricketer on this panel. Mr. Ranatunga, Krishnaswamy says, after Mr. Ranatunga, I just want to ask Mr. Ranatunga. Mr. Ranatunga, Krishnaswamy says that these matches are happening. There is something suspicious about the matches. They end in a certain way, go to the last over. There are no balls being polled at certain times. It doesn't add up, he says, for him as a cricket journalist. My question to you is, do you also feel the same? And secondly, Mr. Ranatunga, are you also surprised that nobody has asked these questions that we are asking tonight?
Feel the same. And secondly,
Tell you honestly, I don't follow the IPL. I'm a great believer that IPL and the 2020 format has created a monster in cricket. I think a lot of people were talking about fixing issues. I think I'm sure that it's very easy when a shorter version of the game comes into play, there can be enough issues. I think most probably a lot of comments should go to the Delhi police. I'm sure this must be a small fish in this big tank. There can be, because according to the Delhi police, the main suspect or main person is away from India. So if this is a big guy, maybe underworld guy or a big bookie guy, I'm sure that they must be not spending that amount of money just to catch 2 or 3 players. I'm sure it should be more than that.
No, my question was different. My question is, and Boria, I want you to see all the things we are talking about tonight. Everybody says, oh, we have known about this for a long time. We've known about the underworld. We know about huge amounts of money being betted. We know about spot fixing going on. you know, we know that the matches are following a certain pattern. We know it's not looking believable. These 5 things. Boria, if it has been so apparent, then why has nobody, especially not the organizers, ever questioned what's going on? Why?
Arnab, there are 2 fundamental questions you've asked. Give me 60 seconds. The first fundamental question was, why is this happening? It's a simple answer. It's happening because at the end of the day, the penalty is a life ban. I will poo-poo your life ban. The BCCI can do nothing to me but a life ban. Ajit Chandila is 31 years of age. Srishant is 30. I've made immense amount of money by fixing. I care a damn about your life ban. Unless the police puts me in jail, this whole nonsense about a life ban will do nothing to me. So the BCCI at the end of the day can only ban me. It has no judicial powers unless a law enforcing agency takes it upon himself or itself to ban these players and put them into jail. Nothing. This is a criminal act. This has nothing to do with a life ban. So I am.
So life ban is useless.
The BCCI, if it ever finds out a case,
life ban is useless.
Exactly. Secondly, absolutely. If the BCCI ever finds out a case, the only thing it can do is to hand it over to the police. 250 players playing the IPL, 3 people are involved is rubbish. 250 players playing the IPL, 3-member ACSU unit is absolutely incompetent to do anything about them. Do they have judicial powers? No. Do they have legal powers? No. Do they have police enforcing powers? No. So what do you expect? You expect things to be hunky-dory. You expect us to be hunky-dory.
Your good point, Boria.
Final point, hold on. Final point, hold on. This is, we have not mentioned one constituency. That is the ordinary cricket fan who is watching this broadcast. I have spent 5,000 of my money of 10,000 to go and watch an IPL game. I have been cheated. I have been made to look like an idiot because what I've seen in front of me is pre-scripted. Place yourself in that position and then come and tell me, what do you have? Do you have faith in this game anymore?
Well, there are 4 things actually which come to my mind. One is, what are the 4 things the BCCI has known about and done nothing? One, they've known about betting going on, done nothing. They've known about fixing going on. And I hold the view, Boria, that this whole attempt to say spot fixing is a small thing doesn't matter. Spot fixing is match fixing. Spot fixing is fixing. If you know, so there's thirdly, they have known about the underworld, they've done nothing. And fourthly, they have known about hundreds of extremely shady agents with players everywhere. Extremely shady agents whose only purpose in life is to somehow make money.
You hit the nail on the head. I can tell you, I find it ridiculous that right now we are categorizing spot fixing and match fixing. You're absolutely right. If you look at the IPL format, Arnab, in this one stroke, one catch, one wicket can change the outcome of the game. So spot fixing is equal to match fixing. It's about time we stopped using that term. It's an absolute, in my opinion, sacrilege. Point number 2. You again hit the nail on the head there. You see the guys, the young cricketers who come into play, they suddenly see big money and glamour, and they're susceptible to these strange guys who overnight sprout and call themselves sports agents.
Why has this been allowed to go on?
And a suggestion has been given to the BCCI that you must have an accreditation policy. Nobody follows it.
Why has this been allowed to go on? And as I go into the break, gentlemen, I'm coming back in some time. The fact is, first the Lalit Modi controversy. Then the sting operations that exposed. Then the articles in foreign newspapers saying there is fixing going on in the IPL. Then the termination of franchisees and now open spot fixing. Has this hurt the credibility of the IPL beyond measure? I'm back in a few minutes. Stay tuned. This is the Newshour Debate. Also joining the Newshour Debate now is Arun Lal, former Test cricketer. Thank you very much, Mr. Lal. Minaz Merchant, welcome. Mr. Arun Lal, what surprises me is this argument of some people from the cricket board saying, oh, we are so shocked, we are stunned, we cannot believe something like this can happen. The franchisees are reacting with their jaws dropped in disbelief, saying it's terrible. The owners are saying we are shocked. Everybody seemed to be stunned. But when I ask around, everybody also says when the cameras are switched off, we always knew this was happening. So why this hypocrisy? Can you hear me, Arun? Why do you think there's this hypocrisy?
Arnab, I can't hear you. You'll have to repeat your question.
My question is, why is everybody going around saying we are so shocked? Okay, I don't think Arun can hear me there. Why don't I put that across to you? Minhas, do you trust that line?
Yeah, no, Arnab, I think it's quite clear that the real problem in this entire thing is the BCCI. Because if you have a defective parent, if you have a defective parent, then you're bound to have a defective child. In this particular case, the IPL is a progeny of the BCCI, which is completely non-transparent, it's opaque, and ultimately any body which is a large public body has to have oversight, and there is absolutely no oversight on the BCCI.
No, but why is the BCCI? My question there was about why everybody says we are completely shocked. Boria, you take that line. Everybody turns around today and says we are so completely shocked. Is that a practiced line that we are hearing from the IPL organizers tonight?
Look, Arnab, it's a very, very important question that you're asking. In 2010, when the Pakistani cricketers got caught, we said Pakistan's a rogue nation. Everything's hunky-dory here. Last year, when the 3 domestic players, so you actually have evidence. Last year, 3 domestic players get caught. You say, oh, no big fish is caught. Everything's hunky-dory with Indian cricket. Today, Srishant gets caught. You say, oh, we are shocked. Look, I mean, there is a big, big problem of transparency and accountability here. There is no doubt about it. All of us know 3 players are not, the end of the story. What can the BCCI do from here on? Do you have a remedy for this malaise? You don't. Is this a disease?
No, is anybody wanting a remedy to this malaise? Is anybody wanting a remedy to this malaise? You see, the BCCI is run by powerful politicians who would be a self-help club at this point of time. 1 minute. Let's be very direct here, Sanjay. At the end of the day, every time there has been a question raised about the IPL looking suspicious, they have all ganged up. And they've all said rubbish. I remember that in 2010, an Australian newspaper of great credibility claimed one of the leading cricketers looked suspicious and was involved in match fixing in the IPL. The BCCI said this is rubbish. The IPL is not prone to match fixing.
Absolutely.
No, Arun Lal, you can hear me now, I think. Arun Lal, when this has been reported in the past, they've all reacted by saying, IPL is not prone to match fixing. Others say that if anything is prone to match fixing, it is a format like the IPL. Why has there been such a defensive response for so long?
Yes, I agree with that. There shouldn't be. You should be more realistic about it. You should be more mature about it. And you should know that, there would be match fixing. And, it can't be avoided, Arnab. There is going to be match fixing. But let me say one thing. The BCCI is not the competent authority to be able to actually eradicate it. They can put certain checks and balances in place, which they have put. They cannot tap phone lines and they cannot police every cricketer, and certainly not for the entire year. It need not be that somebody like Srishant has to make his moves during the IPL. He can do it 6 months before. No. Let's get
Boria back on. No. Watch it. Do you agree with that? Arun, what you're saying, I agree. I also told Mr. Srinivasan today, I agree, you are not the police commissioner. But there is the other argument. The other argument is you look at the pattern of the way in which they've always responded with derision, sarcasm, as a self-help group, coming together saying it's not possible, we are not prone, we are wonderful people, we know how to run cricket, we don't need all these exposés. I mean, tell me today, Arun Lal, when the India TV sting happened, what happened? 1 or 2 bans happened? Nothing happened? Was there an institutionalized checkup? No, there was.
Nothing happened to the franchise owners.
No, there was
nothing happened to the franchise owners.
Was there anything in an institutionalized manner? Was there institutionalized check on the IPL?
You see, the players who were banned last time said that they were assured of payments by franchise owners.
Exactly.
Nobody investigated them.
So the franchise owners were protected?
Absolutely.
Okay, now let me ask you, Boria, when let's take another case, October 2010. I'm not talking IPL. There was a report in the London Sunday Times that the ICC's ACSU is probing why the Indian board kept quiet about of a report of one particular player being seen in the company of a woman linked to an associate of a bookie. Anything happened?
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Yes,
the BCCI said untrue.
Yeah.
This cannot happen. They put a lid, Boria.
Arnab, the point, Arnab, when Arun says the BCCI cannot police, he's dead right. You know what the BCCI can do? When the 3 players were pulled up by the India TV sting last year, they could have gone to the police and say, can you please investigate it for us? rather than telling us these 3 people have been banned.
No, why? Why would they not? No, why?
Hunky-dory.
That's the point. That's the point. No, you don't.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Arun Lal.
I'm saying something simple. Look, hold on. The point is simple. The BCCI is not the competent authority to investigate. I agree. But the BCCI is the competent authority to go to the law enforcing agency, not close its eyes to prospective match fixing and spot fixing, and go and tell them, look, we are apprehending this problem. Can you please help us in cleansing the sport?
Why would the BCCI not do that, Arun Lal? Arun Lal conceded the BCCI is not the army, the BCCI is not the police. But why would the BCCI not do something detailed, not do something transparent, not do something that connects all the dots, and not then release its findings to the people of this country? My question is about the way the BCCI has responded, Mr. Lal. The way they responded will raise an eyebrow about what their real intentions are.
Well, Arnab, I can understand some of it in the sense that, yes, you want to protect your jurisdiction, you want to protect your league, you want to protect your cricket, and not unnecessarily put too much focus and attention on it. That must be one of the reasons. But I do agree that, if possible, if the police can be involved. In fact, I didn't know. In fact, till today,
who didn't know? Who didn't know?
Let me tell you, listen, I did not know till today that this was a punishable offense by jail and in law. I thought that there was no legislation in place for players like this.
No, why would the BCCI not, Arun Lal, why would the BCCI not say we will do the cleanup and we are going to ask and file FIRs? We are going to file the FIRs against these cricketers. This is not just an act of corruption. This is an act of criminality. Yeah. These people are not corrupt cricketers. They are criminals. They are criminals.
That's the point.
If it's an act of criminality, then the police has jurisdiction and they can...
Yes, precisely. No, but what I'm asking today is this.
Then why don't they?
No, why don't they? Well, I mean, are we going to be real about it? Arun Lal, who controls the BCCI? Are these people politicians or are these people some ordinary citizens? You don't think they exercise influence?
Arnab, your voice cracks to me, but I can't. Can you just repeat that?
No, my point is, obviously the BCCI is a powerful body, Mr. Arun Lal. And when the whole country is asking today, there have been signals, there have been warnings, there have been articles, there is talk. Why have they not acted so far? And why are they trying to put the lid on this now? That's the question.
No, but what do you want them to do? They banned the players.
Well, no, that's not good enough.
It's a cash cow. Everybody wants to milk it. You know that if you investigate deep, there will be a stigma and the equity will fall.
No, you see.
And therefore, the valuation will collapse.
Well,
therefore, the BCCI has always tried to, sweep all the dirt under the carpet.
Okay, Mayor Boss, welcome. Mayor Boss, welcome to our studios in London. Atul Vasan, welcome to our studios there in New Delhi. Atul Vasan and Mayor Boss, can the BCCI say today, let's ban these players and please let's move on? Don't stretch it beyond this.
Well, the BCCI first, hang on, first of all, we must be careful. These players have been accused, they have not been convicted. That's one point. Secondly, the BCCI has to demonstrate that it has proper anti-corruption measures. Ever since IPL started, the feeling in international cricket is that spot fixing has come back because of IPL. Now, whether that is true or not, I do not know. But that is the general feeling in cricket. The feeling was that the Cronier affair was dealt with, cricket had cleaned up its act, that IPL was not rigorous enough. BCCI has not demonstrated the rigor of its anti-corruption measures. Now, I agree with Arun Lal. The BCCI is not a judiciary body. If this is an illegal offence, and it should be an illegal offence, the problem is the legality in India is the law in India is not very clear. It is not as severe, for instance, as the law in this country, where, if you remember, the Pakistani cricketers were prosecuted for destroying the spirit of the game, not because they had done something illegal. If the law in India is that severe, then of course the judicial authority should.
No, what's the responsibility of the franchisees?
No, it has a problem.
What's the response? You see, a lot of people.
The BCCI has to demonstrate it has an anti-corruption unit. If the BCCI
which we thought with the greatest a unit which
cricket and not police it.
A unit which with the greatest of respect to the gentleman who head it, I must say on record, is an incompetent and useless unit. It is a unit that might as well be wound up. If this is the, and I did ask the question to Mr. Srinivasan. No, Mr. Mihir Bose, I did ask the question to Mr. Srinivasan today, a little while earlier. I asked him, Mr. Srinivasan, I know you spend a lot of money on getting Bollywood actors to perform at the inaugural, of making huge, you spend a lot of money on the glamour quotient of the IPL. What about spending a little amount of money as far as the anti-corruption measures are concerned? I'm simply asking Atul Vasan, my question is to you. They say, as the cliche goes, where there is a will, there is a way. But is there the will? Is there the will to take on corruption that's going on? Or is the intent to sort of distract people, distract the viewers with the glamour of the IPL, so they don't ask the basic question about whether it is clean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think there is inherent feeling that this should be done, because they are intelligent people who are running the game. They know that this can corrode the whole fan base, and this can lead to the end of the popularity of the sport. So I think everybody's worried, but you're right, their conviction is not there. And somebody was saying what the board can do. Arun Lal was saying that a board can't do more than banning the players. No, they can be. They can be the complainant. They can drag the players to the police station and file an FIR that we've been cheated. If I'm a corporation, if somebody is found with a hand in the till, I don't just throw him out. I will take him to the police station and file a case against him. BCCI can do that. And I'm shocked that, and I must compliment the Delhi police, because they have done their job well. They knew this was happening a month and a half ago. They covered all the tracks. They know how the last 4-5 players in 99 got away. The ambiguity was created. This time they have done work against it. They have corroborated all the evidence. They have collected the money trails. They have got the tapes, audio tapes matched with what actually happened in the game. So I think we are coming to a more clearer picture.
Atul,
BCCI has got a huge role to play.
Atul Vasan, you see, the problem is this: who is cheated the most today? Public. It is the public. Who is feeling terrible today? As Boria Majumdar most rightly says, it is the viewer. And I know of cases of people who want 15,000 rupees a month, who still save money, go and buy a 5,000 rupee pass. And Boria says he's seen such people there in stadiums. And our heart goes out to those people. Now, what happens, Atul Vasan?
So I think the best solution,
what happens, Mr. Vasan?
Best solution.
What is the solution?
No, what I want is that let's all file a case who watched the game, and all the guys who were there in these 3 matches, who bought the tickets, can complain, a civil complaint against the board, the franchises, because they were cheated. So I think this makes a good case, isn't it?
No, but the onus is not on us. I didn't end my question. My question was, my question was, and I put that to you, Minhas. You see, the board gets away, right?
Absolutely.
This so-called anti-corruption unit gets away, right? I'm sorry to say this, but the franchisees get away.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. The team management gets away. I mean, Rahul Dravid is looking all very sorry. Rahul Dravid should also ask himself whether he was thinking. Yes. Rahul Dravid ought to ask himself a basic question. Did he not see the way the match was being played? Did he not see the balls that were being delivered? Yes, was he looking or not at what was going on? Was the fact that there could be corruption on his mind or not? No, don't shake your head there. The fact is, IPL franchise representatives were involved in a workshop in Jodhpur, Atul Vasan, where the head of the anti-corruption unit gave them a presentation on measures that can be taken to prevent players from being trapped. They were told about the modus operandi of bookies. They were told that you don't get in touch, let your players come in contact with strangers, with players. Yeah. Today, why is Shilpa Shetty not telling us? It's all nice to be fashionably an owner of an IPL team. What is Shilpa Shetty's responsibility in ensuring that as the owner of the IPL team, she made efforts to make sure that Srishant was following these rules? Is that not a valid question?
Absolutely, yes. In fact, I think the accountability has to be fixed. And the franchisees, as I said, are accountable. The top leadership of the BCCI is accountable. And all the stakeholders, the entire structure of the BCCI and its progeny, the IPL, is defective.
No, today everybody...
Link to that question.
No, I just want to go to Mihir Bose. Mihir Bose wanted to come...
What the BCCI needs to do, since you mentioned Rahul Dravid...
Let's go to Mihir, he's in London. Yeah, Mihir.
According to what the police... according to what the police have said, these players were making signals to the bookies by rotating their watches and so on. Now, these matches are televised live. So what did the cricket authorities do when they saw these signals? Didn't they raise questions about it?
No.
What they put? I'm told. I mean, these matches.
No. One second, sir. Sanjay. So, no. Mihir is raising a valid point, Mr. Vasan. Why are you so upset? The question is, Atul, what he's saying is...
No. These things are not happening. These things are not happening in a murky corner with television pictures. These players are supposed to have signaled the bookies. So why didn't the BCCI at that point say, what are these signals meaning? What was their anti-corruption unit doing?
The wicket keeper and the slip should go back. The signals, how can you interpret the signals? And how can you say that Rahul Dravid didn't find any bowlers are going for 26 runs and over?
I am asking.
Balls were not that rat.
I am asking today. One second.
It was just legitimate balls.
One second. What I am saying today is that did the Rajasthan Royals management, did Mr. Rahul Dravid as the captain, did all franchise owners, not just Rahul Dravid, did everybody, did the IPL, did everybody associated with what's going on the field? One second, were they alert? And if they were not alert, why were they not alert?
Can I answer your question, Arnab?
Did they not give this enough importance?
I'll tell you.
Well, I want to ask this question to Atul Vasan, who's taking a very aggressive line on this, because Rajasthan Royals in its press release is telling us we were taken by surprise.
First of all, no franchisee wants this stigma of their players being caught. So I think if they were vigilant, they were not doing a good enough job. Yes, you're right there. But how can you police 30 players 24/7, who they meet, what they eat, is impossible. And it's impossible to expect good ethics standard, moral standards from all of them.
No. 1 second. No. 1 second. Sanjay. 1 second. No. 1 second. I want to go to Arun Lal. Sanjay, let's get everyone. No. My question is today, Arun, I know you're amused by what I'm asking, but my question is very simple. Everybody say, we are completely taken by surprise. What surprise? No. Didn't you know the India TV sting operations? Didn't you read the press reports? Weren't you expected to be more vigilant? This act of innocent surprise is touching, but it's amusing to most people. Arun Lal.
Couple of things, Arnab. One, there is no way to interpret signals. That's ridiculous if somebody is, adjusting his wristband, that you interpret it as match fixing. It's impossible.
Thank you, Mr. Arun Lal. Yeah.
Secondly, overs, if 13 runs are going in an over, that's normal in a cricket match. Right. And if a maiden over is bowled, that also is a part of the game. So it's impossible to actually understand.
So is it also, Arun,
I have been doing commentary.
Arun, why are we, Arun, you see, I'm sorry, but there seems to be a sense of panic tonight. And the sense of panic tonight is this, that, oh my God, let's hope the media doesn't go too hard after this. The media is going to go hard. And I'm going to ask the question that there is one of the persons there, Jiju Janardhan, who's a close friend of Srishant, who moved to Kochi from Gandhinagar on Srishant's instance, played in the under-25 Srishant Kerala squad. Thus, the case against Srishant is strengthened if the police and the BCCI establish the link and the deal between Janardhan and Srishant. And I'm telling you, Arun Lal, if the police and anyone and the BCCI expects that these links are not going to be followed up tonight, ask Arun Lal, ask this question anyone today, after today. Can the BCCI say, oh, the underworld only touched 3 players and 4 bookies? That's all.
No, listen. It's naive to imagine that it's only restricted to Srishant and these 2. I am sure there are more players involved. If Srishant can be lured into this temptation with so much at stake, then I'm sure that lesser players have already indulged in it. And I'm also of the feeling that some have, succeeded and gotten away with it. Now, that's not the point. The point is, how can we reduce it and how do we go forward from here? I think the BCCI, yes, they're doing a lot and they can do more. But more importantly,
Arun, I don't know what you feel about it.
Hey, listen, let me just say.
Let him complete.
Okay. Let me finish. The other thing is that this perception amongst the cricketers that in cricket everything is valid and everything is okay and you can get away with it. That's what you've got to actually, hurt. and you got to change that perception that I'll get away with it. It's impossible to
No,
prove.
my point is today, how many people on this panel believe? No, how many people on this panel believe that one of the reasons this has become so big is because every time there has been a report, within seconds you have a response saying baseless, untrue, malicious, unfounded, media speculation, media bad, media is bad, media rumor mongering, media bad. How many times has the media been hit every time these stories have happened today? Today, if it was the media and not the Delhi police, again the media would be lambasted. I mean, let's stand up and give the media some credit tonight. I say let's give them some credit tonight. Because I know when the India TV sting ran, I know how many people said, oh, sensational media, terrible media, bad media, cricketing, unaware media. They won't say that to the Delhi police tonight. Boria, I saw your hand go up.
You know, here that the way, with the zest, this has been taken up by the media and the police actually. Arnab, and I think this will lead to the only solution we're talking about. You know, the only solution that this is not repeated is to send a strong deterrent. Last time round, the players who were involved, there was such ambiguity, we never knew what happened. Most of them became the member of parliaments, they became cricket analysts on top channels, you know, and we don't know what happened because, and everything was there because it was a loose investigation and everybody got away. This time round, I hope that the deterrent is that they go to prison, you know, and I'm sympathetic.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for those boys, but
this will happen again.
Even at my level, I feel it's collateral damage.
This will happen again unless we take steps which are proactive. And I can tell you, Arnab,
no, I don't want to look at future steps. No, this is the typical response.
You mentioned Rahul Dravid. It's a professional player. The colleagues know when there is something wrong. Why don't the players report it? The BCCI.
No, Rahul Dravid probably didn't know. Rahul Dravid probably didn't know.
You need a whistle.
Rahul Dravid didn't know. Rahul Dravid says I was shocked.
Let me tell you, you need a whistleblower policy even in the dressing room. You see, players know it. They
Rahul Dravid didn't know.
Even they are apprehensive. Even they have their fears.
No. Players don't know about it. No way. You think?
Not at all.
Mr. Jha, can I ask you a question? Do you think that there were players, besides the three players, who knew they were making 60 lakhs for a no ball and still keeping quiet?
No, well, let me tell you. What are
you talking about?
Suspicious movements are not just on the field, they are even...
Sanjay Jha, Mihir Bose wants to come in. Mihir Bose.
Arnab, Arnab, surely the other question to be raised is about the owners. Because, you know, IPL is that unique organization which has franchise owners. In no other form of cricket anywhere in the world do you have that. So what tests are conducted on owners? What sort of restrictions are put on owners? What sort of measures are taken to ensure that the owners are not in some way either allowing this or even encouraging it? And I've heard that the owners have encouraged this. I have no proof and I can't make that accusation against anybody.
Who told you that?
What tested the BCCI?
Who told you that?
On the owners of IPL.
Who tells you the owners have encouraged this? Why would an owner encourage it? To ruin his own franchisee?
Well, I've heard stories about that, but you know I can't prove that, so I can't tell you which owners. But the point is, IPL is unique in having owners. In no other form of cricket do you have ownership like that. You know, you have associations, which is an entirely different thing. So what sort of tests are put on owners? What sort of measures are taken to ensure that the owners properly instruct the players about how to behave?
A good point made the question. I have a few minutes on this debate. The other thing is, of course, you know, there are people who say Shashi Tharoor said today he's innocent, Srishant is proven guilty. Technically, Shashi Tharoor is right, but only technically. Question here tonight is this: there are some people, Boria, who say a few bad eggs. A few bad eggs. This argument I have heard non-stop since this morning. What does this argument actually? What are they actually trying to do by saying this repeatedly?
A cop-out.
See, the point, you have to ask yourself the fundamental point. And the fundamental point is few bad eggs. What are we doing to the few bad eggs? Give them life bans. You know, we are making an absolute mockery of the justice system. Atul Vasan and I have been saying this from morning. Put them behind bars. Make them examples of punishment that
hear that.
Other few bad eggs. These are idiots who have done this wrong, fair enough. But there should not be future cases. And how do you do that? Ajit Chandila is 31 years of age. You give him a life ban. He will poo-poo you and tell bye-bye. Yeah, Srishant is 30 years of age, have nothing left to gain. What does he care about a life ban, for God's sake? Get the police in the act. The BCCI should be the complainant. Let them go to the police station. Let Rajasthan Royals now file FIRs against these players. Let the law enforcing agencies make examples of it for the future.
That, excellent.
For once, let us be proactive, and for the sake of only one
Well said, Boria.
the cricket fan.
Well said, Boria.
For once, concern, show your concern for the cricket.
We are with you on that.
Say, listen, I feel sorry for the cricket.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, you won't see a picture I'm going to put out on the screen now. But I'm going to put out a picture in just a couple of seconds which tells the story of what's going on. It's a still picture, and I think that's the story of the day. But before I run that picture, here's just a thing which comes to my mind. I am told, and I had the Joint Commissioner of Mumbai Police say, yes, there's an underworld link, yes, there's a Dubai link, yes. And in fact, I'm told 400 calls to the United Arab Emirates were intercepted by the surveillance team with conversations, hundreds of conversations involving hundreds of crores of rupees. Right? So Arun Lal, here's my poser to you. Hundreds of crores of rupees, 400 phone conversation. Cannot be about 3 players, can it?
No, it depends on which phone calls they were intercepting. It could be bookies to bookies, it could be other financial transactions. But Arnab,
so where are the other bookies? And are all those bookies working through 3 players? Are all those bookies working through 3 players?
I hope the police are getting everybody. If they've got these 3, then they're going to go after the others as well. And I'm hoping
this could
that
be the tip
in
of
the
the
next...
iceberg.
One second. No, I'm saying this could be the tip of the iceberg, Atul Vasan. This could, Mr. Vasan, be the tip of the iceberg.
Yes, it could well be.
Well, it could be, unless, but let me tell you, you also know the background that the police didn't go looking for this. They just stumbled upon this cricket angle to it like they did in '99, but they're surveying something else for something more sinister, But this happened. So you're right. It could be rampant. I can't just believe that out of 250 cricketers playing in the IPL, only 3 were rotten eggs, But I think it's harsh on your part to malign all the former cricketers, current cricketers as all rotten, unless
Who's done that?
you're found innocent.
No, who's done that? No, I have never, I haven't done that. No, nobody's done that.
Take out the top of the rice.
No, nobody's.
Take random sampling.
Nobody's done that.
Say that if my
nobody's done that.
Up is bad, the whole sack of rice is bad.
No, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody's done that first. So I heard today that Sri Sunil Gavaskar has gone around and said or tweeted somewhere, I feel like a fool. And let me tell you, I'm sure Mr. Gavaskar today feels very strongly about what happened because he's commenting on the game. He's been a great, one of the greatest legends of Indian. If he says I'm feeling like a fool, I'm sure he'll also agree. All cricket lovers in India today are feeling like fools. And there is one image I want to put out here now. Gentlemen, I'll describe this for you. Just look at this still picture. There is that cheat Srishant. He is being held. His face is covered. He's so embarrassed with himself, which he should be, that he's being taken away. But just look at those children who are playing cricket in their local playground. They are the oxygen of Indian cricket. That little boy and his friends out there holding their bat, looking at Srishant being taken away, I tell you, that is the story that Indian cricket is now at. This is the image that we need to be worried about.
They've been betrayed.
What do you feel, Minhas Merchant, as you see this picture, please?
Now, I think that, the people of India, the 1 billion people you mentioned,
yes,
the young kids of India who've put their faith in the IPL, they've been betrayed today. And what Boria said earlier is quite right.
Yeah.
FIR, charge sheet, and make sure that there's deterrent punishment so that there's no recurrence, because we know, as Sanjay said earlier, this is the tip of the iceberg and we have to have deterrent punishment.
Clean it up.
Absolutely.
Clean it up. Don't do media management.
Yes.
Don't do event management. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me on the Newshour Chat tonight. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.